After this weekend, the base prices for Model S and Model X are going up by, get this, 15 and $18,000. As you know, they've raised the prices before to kind of create a gap between the Model 3 and the Model S, and now it is going to be ridiculous. The starting price of the Model S is going to be $94,000. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you what I think is happening and why Tesla is doing it. But right now, we don't really know much. So I guess it's fun to speculate. So let's do that coming up next. Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric. Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news and speculations when we can. I would call it educated guess, if you will. Anyway, if this is your first time here, welcome. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button down there so you don't miss anything moving forward. All right, so Elon Musk tweeted a couple of days ago, and of course, this is, I just got back from CES, and there were quite a few exciting news and segments that I was working on, but and you'll see that in the upcoming week or so. Some of them are already posted, but this is the most shocking news. I'm like shocked that I mean, depending on what's going to happen, but right now I'm surprised people are not like freaking out on the Tesla community. But here's Elon's tweet. And once again, I would prefer press release rather than a quick tweet that really leaves us guessing. But he basically says that by the end of this weekend, they're going to discontinue the 75 kilowatt hour battery version of Model S and Model X. Now, as you know, those are the cheapest versions that people can buy. The next one up is 100 kilowatt hour version, and those start at 94 and 97,000 respectively. But I also, the Model S used to start, I believe it was like 65,000. Then now it went to 75, 76,000. Tesla recently dropped their prices on all their models by $2,000 because of the tax credit was cut in half here in the United States. I wonder why do that anyway if you're going to increase it by $15,000 and $18,000. So Model S now will cost the base price $18,000 more, which is $94,000. With taxes and everything, it's a $100,000 car now, starting price. Now let's talk about why. I mean, it just sounds crazy right now, right? But let's give Elon the benefit of the doubt and figure out why they're doing it. I only have two versions. Let me know if you have a third one. So let's talk about it. Before that, of course, I want to let you know that this video and this channel is sponsored by Evonex, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla. All configurations. Obviously, there is a discount code in the description of this video. That way you can save yourselves some money so you can afford the next one. Actually, this will work out pretty good for you guys. Anyway, it's in the description of this video. Check them out. But let's talk about what was Elon really thinking? What is Tesla thinking? Again, we as a media would appreciate, and I think you guys as well, because press releases end up on your computers and phones. We would prefer a press release with some explanation, with some future plans and everything, because that's what I think is going to happen. Now, the first version is this. The first guess is that, they want to make a bigger gap between the Model 3, because a lot of people are saying, well, I can buy a Model 3 for $65,000, but I can also throw another 10 grand at it and get a base version of the Model S. Obviously, top of the line Model 3 is much more appealing to a lot of people than a base Model S, but there's also size and so forth. But the gap is there. Now, this is not unusual. For example, if you look at the top of the line Model 3, and then base price of Model 5 series. Sorry, did I say Model 3? Yeah, 3 series and a base price of 5 series or even 7 series. They will be very close. Yeah, top of the line M3 will cost almost as much and sometimes a little bit more than the base price of 7 series. And that's okay. I mean, you obviously, and it's different segments, different target audience but maybe Tesla is not happy with it. Maybe Tesla is saying, hey, listen, if you only have 70 grand to spend, hey, you got to go with the Model 3. So that's one of my guesses. My second guess, and I've heard a few people say that the whole naming convention of so many kilowatt hour battery gets outdated very quickly, right? And that's why Tesla has God knows how many at this point kilowatt hour badges. And that will be changing, right? Will changing until it will probably settle at some point. I'm assuming when we get to about 500-mile range. But for now, what makes more sense, and that's what they did with the Model 3, is just going to have a short range and long range, or short range, middle range, and long range. That way, you will kind of know that the differences between these models are essentially how far they can go. Instead of consistently upping each other with the kilowatt hour batteries, and also between different brands, it also means different things, right? Because of the efficiency is different between brands. Okay, so now what they're doing, and again, this is a guess, and I really hope so, is because they are going to come up with a bigger battery. Let's say if I had to guess, about 130 kilowatt hour, right? So 100 kilowatt hour battery will become a short range, and 130 kilowatt hour battery, or whatever it's going to be, is going to be the long range. So of course they'll have a problem of selling a 100 kilowatt hour battery to people up until that point, and then boom, dropping the price, because that's what I'm assuming is going to happen. The short range 100 kilowatt hour battery will be dropped in price to whatever the Model S 75 and Model X 75D version was, and then creating a higher price for 100 whatever kilowatt hour version they're going to have, the long range. But they're going to have a problem with people saying, hey, well, I just paid you the long range price for 100D, and now you just dropped the price. So that will be a problem as well. So yeah, with either way you look at it, it's going to be a problem. It's definitely going to be a problem, and I would have, even like, if I was to suggest something, I would make the 75D a short range, because it's still a very decent range. I mean, right? I make 100D a middle range, and then whatever you're coming up with will be the long range, and then you take it from there. But whatever's going to happen now, I think there are going to be a lot of really unhappy people, including myself. Well, I'm no longer in the market for Model S, but if I was, and saving money for it, and planning my finances for the next 2 or 3 years, and all of a sudden I realized, well, guess what? I'm going to have to add another $18,000, and a tax credit is being cut even more. Well, I will be kind of pissed. Let me know what you guys think. And one of the people that I just wanted to mention, by the way, and I'm looking for their opinion as well, Kim Jansen. And again, not going to try to pronounce your middle name. I'm sorry, don't want to butcher it, because I just don't know how to pronounce it. But thank you so much for becoming one of my Patreons. Thank you for joining my Patreon community. As you know, in the higher tier, you can watch me live, but you can donate as little as $1 a month. For this independent full-time YouTuber. So thank you so much for joining my community. All right. Looking forward to your comments. Looking forward to what's going to happen to the story. Definitely will keep my eye on it and report back to you. Other than that, see you guys next time. And remember to stay charged.